Good day, Tragic here. We're back in Trek Night and we're doing pretty well. We're coming up to the end of the first round. Been a few bad plays, but it's not going too bad. Martok particularly is doing very, very well. Now, at the end of the last round, I kind of thought maybe Lursa had explored this tile, which case she would actually have leveled up, because she'd be at 3 instead of 2. But she didn't actually explore. Martok did that exploration. So when Martok was here, he explored into that tile. And then Picard, I think, explored there. So she actually is drawing her hand now. Straight to 5. I didn't draw a hand last turn because I thought I'd just see if she had to level up first. Meanwhile, I think also Picard's leveled up and Sisko's leveled up, and I haven't pulled out their new tokens. Okay, so let's get into this, starting with Sisko. So Sisko is lucky. He's got a... what am I doing? Here we are. Alt, that brings it up. He's got a diplomacy. He's got a move, repair, and move. He's got no cards to draw. And he is sitting on a Romulan starbase, which means he can hire Dukat or Toreth. So, you know, I think I'm going to hire... Can he hire this guy? This guy costs 7. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7. And that'll allow him to guard this location as well. Alternatively, well, let's just see what dice we've got. We do not have... We've only got blue dice, which means we can't actually do this. So let's just grab the question mark and re-roll it, see what happens. What do you got for us? Oh, it's a black. Pretty terrible. So that means he can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total, which can't even... And he's actually -1. So he's produced 4, so he can't hire anybody. Not good. So the problem is, if he moves out of this location, Lursa might just move straight in there, which is... I'm not going to look at her hand to remind me of what her hand is. Alternatively, he's got 1, 2... 3, 4 movement. Oh, and I did check with the designer. If you take the question mark and you roll it and you gain a color that you can't use, you don't re-roll it. It just stays in the source on the new color. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movement, which can basically get him to 4, 5, 6. But I think what he's actually going to do is he's going to stay there and he's just going to declare end of turn. He can declare because he's got that missing, and that way he'll be ready to... He won't be able to defend, I guess, if the person... Oh, no, wait, you can't attack someone on the last turn of the round. That's one of the rules of Team v combat. So now that he's declared... He's protected that zone, and he'll also have a pick of the new tokens. Let's have a look at Lursa. She has nothing. She does have repair. So she's going to do repair, and she's going to power it with her crystal, Now the question is, does she want to clear the wounds or does she want to draw 2 cards and possibly get another turn? I think she's just going to clear the wounds. In fact, she's not even going to do this. She's going to take a blue die. Yeah. Do this and take 1 die from the core and set it to any color except white. Gain 2 tokens. And he's going to set one of these blacks to a yellow. And she's going to use that to power the double repair. And she's even got a 2 move, which she's not going to use. That's just going to be discarded. So not much of a move there. Let's see what the next 2 cards were. Oh, they were beautiful movements. She would have had 2 of these. She would have got move 4, move 3. So that would have been... She could have done a big move and gotten out of that area. Oh well, doesn't matter. She is now also done. And Martok, he has energy steal, but he's still got no crew members. He can't hire this guy. He's the only person he can hire at a Dominion Starbase, but he needs 7. So he kind of wants to move. Oh, he could attack this guy. He only needs 5 damage, 3 defense. And during combat this turn, you may spend move points left from the move phase as attack points. During this turn, you may spend move points left from the move phase as attack points 1 for 1, or 2 move points for 1 point of long range. So this guy is 5. You need to produce 10 move, and we can create a total of 4. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to go... what did we roll? This is the die we just rolled, which is cocked. I'm just going to roll it again. It's another black. Thank you very much. So he's going to go bam. He's going to power this with a blue. And he's actually going to use it to take a blue. Even though there's tons of blue in the source, blue is actually a more powerful die. And if we look, the standard version of concentration, which is called research here, only produces red or gold data. So blue is the hardest one to generate, it seems. And we've produced 2, 3 movement. One, 2, 3. We can't even do an explore. So I think he may as well just stay here, and then he could possibly get a good spell next turn. So that is his turn as well. He's just basically getting a crystal. Oh wait, we have this thing, so we can discard this sideways for +2. So we've actually produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement. So that is 1, 2, and an explore. Bam. And we have another Romulan. And we have a repair station and another planet. Okay, so that is 5 attack, wow, but 3 physical resistance. Not too much to worry about. And that is the end of him. You blam. And finally we have the Picard. We've got blue and yellow now. Ooh, Geordie LaForge is over here, isn't he? Ooh, look at how awesome he is. You are smart. You make it go. What have you got here? Insight. You may use one additional die from the core. There is a yellow and a blue. Attack 4. Already killed this thing. So he definitely can't. So he's going to do... Oh, wait. I should have given Mortog a +1 for exploring. That was Cisco. Yeah, so he's going to go 1, 2. 1, 2. That's all he can do. For some reason I thought that was a 2 move. But he did produce 2, so he still do the thing. He moves, he doesn't actually move, he just does an explore, and this guy moves up to 10. So I had some kind of brain implosion then. This was already explored. He's even killed this Romulan, so that was stupid. Basically, he doesn't get this +1 here, and also, what did he do? He spent 2 movements, so he's actually in a nice position to explore and also diplomacy on both those planets. So he's in a good spot for next turn. Okay, so that's the new setup. And that's the end of his turn. So that was a very, very quick turn. And that is the end of round 1. Bam! Now, I believe there's 6 rounds in this scenario. 6 rounds, yeah. So that's that. That is the current situation at the end of round 1. Now, I don't think we're making a lot of progress here. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, we've got tons of tiles left. We've got to start doing some serious work next round. So what we'll do, we'll quickly we do it, don't, it's, yeah, so what we'll do is we'll now cycle the offers, draw out the new ones. We will also shuffle, draw our hands. Okay, so Cisco and Lursen Bator have an extra card draw because of their conquered Romulans. And everyone is on 5, yeah. So 5, 5, 6. Sweet. Okay. So I'm just going to pick the tactics for the next turn, and then we're ready to do the next turn straight up. First we will roll the sauce. That is a perfectly... that's not a valid roll because we only have 3. You have to have more than half have to be basic mana, and in this game basic is red, blue, and gold. Okay, so that is, even though we've got 2 whites, which are wild cards, it's still, there's still more than half is basic. So that's valid roll now. Okay, and now in order of turn order, we can get to select our next things. So let's have a look at Cisco's things. Ooh, he's got good cards here. He's got 5 diplomacy. Plus he's got the +2. He can produce 6 diplomacy just off that 1 card. And he is at a... Oh, he can get Riker! Oh! I really want Riker to go to Captain Picard's ship just because that's where he should be. And Picard is actually next to a planet. What is Picard's situation? He has a terrible hand. There is... Oh, there's 2 whites. This is reset, obviously. Same with this one. God, he's got a terrible hand. So I think, is this the one where you get to, yeah, he's going to take 2. Oh wait, actually, hang on. It's what am I doing? It's actually Cisco's first. Picard's the last to choose. Right, so he's not a pretty decent hand, and he wants to kind of go first because Lursa is also there, and she has a good hand of diplomacy as well. So she can also go for, I want her to be more aggressive though. Get this guy, diplomacy 4 during away missions. That's what I want Martog to get. Because the thing is, because this is a team game, so what happens in team games, you have like your scoring at the end, right? The final scoring. It's the same as Mage Knight, there's different achievements, right? So I think I've actually got a card on the table for this. Here it is. So it's the same as Mage Knight, you've got all these different achievements. But when you play team games, everyone on the team, they do their scoring, but you only score for the team, whoever gets the highest in each individual section. So say greater leadership, right? Whoever out of the team, whoever has the highest, they're the ones that get the score, right? Only them. Well, the team does, you know what I mean? So what that means is the way to maximize your bonuses when you're playing a team is to sort of have 2 people doing different jobs. And a good way in this game, because is to have a diplomatic kind of character and a very aggressive conquering character. And I think I wanted Lursa to be the conqueror and Martog to be more of the diplomat. But, you know, it's just the luck of the cards. Seasoned away team, awesome. That's when they're fighting the Jem'Hadar at the crashed spaceship. Okay. You know, for ages and ages in that episode, I thought the Vorta was Frodo Baggins, whatever that guy's name is, but it's actually not. But I thought it for years, I thought it was. Okay, let's go. Well, years after I saw Lord of the Rings. Anyway, the point is, she can only hire her, him, which is actually pretty good, and of course Riker. So there's actually pretty good stuff for her as well. Yeah, so Cisco wants to make sure he goes first. We don't want Riker going to the Klingons. So I think he is actually going to take the 2 to kind of guarantee going first. And Lursa and B'Etor, I don't think she cares quite as much. I think she's going to take planning. She doesn't really care about it because she's still stuck behind these planets, so she's not going to have very powerful turns. Having planning, drawing extra cards is really going to help, especially because she's already drawing an extra card. Martok, he basically wants to conquer and do diplomacy. So, what's his hand? He's got good stuff in here as well. First thing he has to do is fight this guy. He needs 5 defense, 6 attack. Oh, 5. Got movement, move, tons of... Oh, well, he's definitely got enough attack. Yeah, so he's pretty good. So I think he's going to take Secret Pilot. Yeah, he's going to take Secret Pilot and take a white. Taking a white's pretty strong. Also, I just noticed while I was editing that Secret Pilot or Secret Plot or whatever, you can only take basic mana. So he can't take a white. And I think he's actually going to take a red. And finally, Picard. He hasn't got much choice. He can either take the 1 or I think he's just going to take 5 again. So he draws another 2 cards. Okay, and that is the end of that. So we are now 2, 3, 5, 4. So we're almost exactly the same. 2, 3, 5, and 4. So that is the new turn order. So you're still 1. 2 is now Martok. 3 is now Lursa. And 4 is still Picard. Okay, well, I will see you in the next turn where we will be starting round 2. See you next time.